Well, my name's Emma, I'm from Canary Wharf Group, and we just really wanted to say thank you to GreenSeas Trust today for the donation of the sea bin for plastic. So I think it's really relevant as well. We've got one of these already on the estate, which I think has collected 80,000 plastic bottles. And obviously, here at Canary Wharf Group, we are really proud of our sustainability credentials. And one of our main kind of pillars is around circular economy. And that means about kind of finding uses for things. And so I think, again, just a really relevant place for this to be placed in front of the whale. I'm going to give you a few little stats I've got about the whale. So the whale here is made of 5 metric tons of plastic and 4 metric tons of reclaimed steel went into the frame for it here. And also the low carbon concrete foundation is a material that was created through recycled coffee grounds. So just an example of like how materials are reused. I think this is a really good initiative to have here to demonstrate and collect obviously some more of that plastic and to drive that circular economy. So really great work obviously to the Trust for getting it and for donating it here at Canary Wharf. And I guess I'm going to pass over to Fazlet Khan, founder of GreenSeas Trust as well.
Well, thank you very much all for coming to see the unveiling of our second BinForGreenSeas here at Canary Wharf. Some of you might know I was actually in the Merchant Navy, and it was, sailing across vast oceans was both awe-inspiring and quite deeply troubling actually, because when you sail across, for example, the Great Garbage Patch, which is 1.6 million square kilometers, it's just like sailing through any other body of water. But beneath those calm waves or rough waves is a peppery soup of microplastics. And this whole problem only really becomes apparent when you are coming towards land. And then you see these vast amounts of plastic bottles and marine debris bobbing along inside coves and inside, along the seascape. So it's quite distressing. The GreenSeas Trust actually was set up in memory of my mother, and our core mission has always been to stop plastics getting into the sea. And so we are continuing with that. There are 51 trillion microplastics in the oceans. It is smothering the ocean floor, it's killing marine life, and it's in our seafood. And unfortunately, now it's also in our bodies. So we are not only with an environmental crisis, but we also have a health crisis as well. So nanoplastics have been found in the body organs, it's in the brain, and also in the soft tissue of our bodies. Now we have this colossal whale showing us the problem, and we have a small but mighty solution right next to it. In stature, this might seem a little bit modest, but the impact of the bins are anything but. The first Canary Wharf bin, which is next to the pier, collects around 80,000 plastic bottles now each year. And across 22 bins that we have in the UK, we are collecting 1.1 million plastic bottles, which are being sent, which are prevented from coming into the sea, and it's also being sent for recycling or whatever the councils and estates do with their waste. So we're very proud of that. And just to end up, I would just like to say a few thank yous. So first to City Bridge Foundation for giving us the grant that has enabled us to provide Canary Wharf with this beautiful bin. To our fantastic volunteers, so GreenSeas Trust is entirely volunteer-led, and we would not be where we are without their hard work and dedication. And they always ensure that our message to stop plastics getting into the sea is heard loud and wide. and finally to Canary Wharf for putting it in the super location. So I'd now like to ask Captain John Herriman, the Deputy Lieutenant for Greater London, to kindly say a few words.
Thank you, First Let's. It's a real pleasure to be here today, actually, to formally open a bin. I can safely say it's the first time I've ever formally opened a bin, but I'm absolutely delighted to be here because it's much more than a bin, as First Let's just said about. I'm Captain John Herriman, and I'm here representing the Lord Lieutenant of London, which is Sir Kenneth Leeson. These are exactly the sorts of projects that he's very keen to support and see in the local community. And my connection with Tower Hamlets is that I've been a Deputy Lieutenant here for about 9 or 10 years now, actually, so a very strong sort of personal connection with Pearl as well. And I'm really delighted to be opening this bin for two reasons, actually. So when I passed you by, that I have a maritime connection myself. So I spent 20 years in the Royal Navy. I then also spent 20 years in the reserves, in the naval reserves. And actually, I spent my career not just on the water. I actually spent my career under the water, because actually my career was in diving within the Royal Navy. So I've seen what polluted oceans look like, and I've seen what clean oceans look like. And I know we all sort of take the great pleasure of actually when we see a clean ocean, and we get in it, and I've often been able to dive and other things. But actually, we've all seen those polluted oceans as well, and the travesty that happens of microplastics and plastics, which we have to stop, and therefore being able to see initiatives like this is so important. And then the second reason is an opportunity for me to thank Faslets and the GreenSeas Trust, because the initiative that showed in terms of raising awareness, not just the bin itself, but actually the raising awareness and the campaigning activity. It's fundamentally what this is about. We all know the dangers of plastic in the oceans, and actually we all need to do our own little bit to be able to sort of stop that and prevent it. And this is exactly what this represents. So thank you very much to Faslets and the GreenSeas Trust. And I will look forward to cutting the ribbon very shortly. But thank you very much.
1, 2, 3.